our base belong to us.
You're listening to Gamers Digest, a podcast where your hosts put the controllers down just long enough to talk about gaming news, rumors, and anything else they can think of. Here are your hosts, Spider-One and Mr. Factastic.
Caught you mid-drink right there.
Some good tea right there.
You
Delicious.
crazy hat-wearing bastard. Welcome to Gamers Digest. This is episode 35 of our fan gaming podcast. We talk about gaming news, rumors, you know, the normal, all the normal crap of the week. We actually have, I would say, a good show tonight because we actually have a lot of news tonight.
Yeah, we do. We got some good stories. And plus, the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome.
I'm not a Ravens fan in the least, but I am still excited that they're going.
Is it showing?
Nice?
Is it on the screen?
What does that say? 2000.
2000 AFC conference.
You might need to get the new one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they just came out yesterday.
Well, yeah. Either way.
Yep. So AFC conference champs.
Yeah. So I guess we should announce that I am officially out of the running now because I picked the losers. You and Nikki are still in it.
And Nikki wins.
Nikki wins no matter what.
No matter what.
The worst she can do at this point is tie.
Yeah.
But she's picking Baltimore and you're picking Baltimore.
Yep.
So no matter what, she wins.
Yep.
So.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I wish I could have won, but you know, none of them are my
Next
team.
season's going to be a lot more exciting because we can start from the very beginning and go all the way.
Go straight.
So that'll be really cool for all the picks.
Nikki won the Super Bowl.
Nikki won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yep.
So
you also shaved.
Oh yeah, I did. I'm very cold, by the way.
See, too bad you didn't have a hat like me.
I don't know. Do they make those for beards?
If my head wasn't as big, I could probably wrap this all the way around. But
now I was gonna wear my wig. I have like a long blonde wig because we were gonna do the Kelly and Michael thing. But I guess I could wear that. Like I could tie that like a hat.
Maybe.
Make it like a mustache and stuff.
This is some good tea. I can't stop drinking it.
Well, while you're drinking your tea, what did you play this week?
The only game I played this week was Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. It's a game I played before previously on the PlayStation 3, but I'm doing a Let's Play for it. So I've been working on that. The videos for that will start coming out next week, next Monday. I might do a 3-day-a-week update schedule, or maybe do 2 days. It depends, because my XCOM one's going to finish this Thursday, and Tomb Raider will go until my Tomb Raider Underworld will go until next couple of weeks. I don't know about Anniversary. I'm a little. I'll say it right here. I didn't like that game as much.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. So I got the footage for it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just put it up as a walkthrough.
Like just a bulk.
Yeah, just a walkthrough and not really worry about it, all the extra fluff to add to it.
We should just add voices to it.
I mean, I don't know. I hated it. I didn't like that game as much.
I call the voice of the T-Rex.
maybe some parts of it can have like some special voiceovers or something, but
yeah.
That's all I did. I did some graphical work for the
Obviously, I mean, the show looks different.
Yeah, it does look different. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, I actually have another design, at least for the background plate, that I had done, but it was after the fact, after I had already emailed you. So it's like, all right, I'll just roll it over to you for the next week's show. I mean, basically, it's just a little bit of colorations with the green in the background. So, I mean,
we're always changing stuff up on you.
We're evolving, like Pokemon.
Yeah. Pokemon X and Y.
I
wonder if one's a boy, one's a girl.
Maybe.
I don't know. I played a lot of Skyrim this week. Basically just messing around on the orc. Did Dawn Guard. I finally finished Dawn Guard. I was a little disappointed in the ending. Just because, like, I had the strategy guide, and I don't really look at the strategy guide to, I guess, figure out what's coming up, but I kind of like to read, like, the boss fights and stuff to see what they say about them. And, like, they made a big deal how the last boss, and I won't tell you who it is, but the last boss, they're like, it's a long, drawn-out fight, and you got to do all this stuff, and you got to use this item at certain times. Now, I basically walked up to him and whacked him with my axe 3 times, and he died. So I was a little disappointed in that. But did some World of Warcraft. I also did a lot of the God of War beta. I kind of talked about it last week, but I'm going to do like an official preview today with
Cool.
some footage of me dying a lot. And then I played a little bit of Family Guy, Minecraft, and then we have a big thing going on
This week?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
For the game you previewed last week, the cave.
Yeah.
The talking cave.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to that game.
So we're gonna try to rope Nikki into it. She's kind of hesitant.
Yeah, because there's 3 players, and we got 3 people here.
But yeah, and I mean we're gonna need all 3 of us because she hands down is the smartest out of the 3 of us in terms of like just pretty much everything.
Logic.
Yeah. So she's gonna be solving all the puzzles while you and I figure out ways to kill us.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. So hey, we really need to get her roped into that, but we will be doing that Wednesday night. I want to say we'll probably start around 7:30, hopefully. But check the website for updates. Always, live page. We'll put it on there. We're gonna post it on the events calendar and all of that noise. So
yeah.
but
do that now.
Yeah. Well, maybe not during the show. All right. So let's jump into the news. You want to hit the first story?
All right. Now you can finally use PayPal as a payment option on the PlayStation Store, which is, it took a while.
Yeah, I mean, PayPal's like the biggest paying option out there.
Yeah, I know. So, I mean, yeah, now when you add funds to your wallet, you just do it with something with a little bit more security.
Right. Yeah, you actually have to go through the web interface for it, for their new shiny web store. But from there, you can just select PayPal as an option. So it's kind of cool because you can sell a bunch of your crap on eBay and then buy a bunch of stuff on the PlayStation Store.
Yep.
That you can't resell.
Yeah.
Breaks the cycle, just like Steam.
It does. That kind of cuts into one of the discussion topics for later about demos. Especially with these like permanent games. But we'll talk about that later.
Okay. Halo 2. Last year they shut down the Xbox multiplayer servers. Now they're shutting down the PC multiplayer servers on February 15th. I wonder if it's going to happen like it did last year with the Xbox, where a couple people, the way the servers work is as long as there's a game open, it keeps it running. Like, it wasn't like they pulled the plug on the server, it's just it didn't create new games at a certain point. So what they did is they actually had like a whole group of people just created one game and stayed in that game for like up to 2 weeks. And I think it was almost like a month before the last one finally got booted. Just because he lost connection eventually. Your internet resets, stuff like that. So I wonder if they're going to try to do the same thing on PC. That final group of hardcore.
Yeah, and like, Halo 2 is so old.
Yeah.
It's cool that people still play the older games. That's a Xbox One game. So yeah, it's an old game. So, it's cool that people still play it, still support it.
Yeah. But Bungie had to pull. I guess it's 3.4.3 now, but they still supported it up until now. God of War Ascension single-player demo is coming in February. They didn't give us a date. I'll probably talk a little more about it later. But I only played the multiplayer, but figured I'd throw that
Now,
out
a
there.
single-player demo came with the Blu-ray for Total Recall, didn't it?
I think that was access to the multiplayer demo.
Oh.
I think that was because they haven't said anything about a single player demo up until this point. So that it's good because a lot of people I'll go into it later, but I personally like the multiplayer. It's fun. There's a lot of thinking involved into it. But a lot of people seem to not like it. Like I went online and read a lot of the comments.
They didn't like it?
Yeah, so I think them putting out a single player demo is a good idea. Which, I'll go into that more.
Yeah.
Gas Powered Games lays off over 40 employees. That's no good.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, they made such wonderful games as... I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
think they made any
exactly.
wonderful games.
I was going to do the research, but I know they were trying to do a Kickstarter for like $1.1 million.
They did do a couple of big, like, recent games, but none of them that did very well. So...
Yeah, so...
Oh, well. Another company that's having problems, the company that made Too Human, which we've talked about, it finally got pulled from the Xbox store due to the copyright issues. We kind of predicted that.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's still on there. I don't think anybody was buying it.
Nah.
To be honest with you.
I have the used copy.
Yeah, it's
there.
like
I think
sitting
it's
right
like
over
buried
there.
back here
Yeah,
somewhere.
I see it right there. Right there.
So obviously I've gotten a lot of use out of that.
Devil May Cry gets some new costumes.
Old costumes.
Yeah. New old costumes.
So I'm actually going to start that. I'm probably going to do a Let's Play for that, because that's like the perfect type of game for Let's Play.
Yeah.
It's like Tomb Raider. It's like 8 hours, straight through,
Mm-hmm.
Dante cussing at demons.
Yep.
So, which I'll have a lot more to say about that. Diablo 3's director, Jay Wilson, who's taken a lot of flack for basically the design choices of Diablo 3 and its downfalls, has actually left the Diablo 3 team, but he wasn't fired. He actually just switched projects, but they wouldn't say which project. A lot of the Diablo fans jumped on the forums and were like, yeah, this is good, you know, he basically ruined this game, and blah, blah, blah. It's funny, because Rob Pardo actually jumped on the forums, and he's the owner of Activision. He's the one raking in all the money. And he was basically like, you know, you guys make me very sad, because
you're so bitter.
It's like so negative, and you know, Rob Pardo, obviously he's the one who hired Jay Wilson, so he's kind of got to stand up for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't agree with all the Diablo 3 stuff, but they made, you know, the best-selling PC game of all time, so
this is true.
You know, can't be that bad. And you know, like, I think back, and I said this when we talked about Diablo 3. Diablo 2 wasn't anything special when it came out. It wasn't until the expansion came out that it really hit its stride.
Yeah, that's when it really picked up. That's when I got it.
Right. So Diablo 3, I think, is going to be the same way. And you know, obviously they're going to be focusing on Project Titan, which I predicted we will hear something this year, their new next-gen MMO, to suck all of my time. So, oh well.
What's the next story?
Oh, big one.
Oh yeah, PS3 owners finally get some love.
Finally.
From Bethesda. So the Skyrim DLC is finally coming to the PS3 in February. That includes Dawnguard, Hearthfire, and Dragonborn.
Right.
And because of all the delays, are being offered at half price.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Especially since I just bought it on Xbox for full price. But the other news with this is PC owners will get Dragonborn February 5th.
Yeah.
But they didn't give us a specific date for the PS3. But it's cool that they finally fixed all the issues, supposedly. I'm gonna put my bet in the pool of when they release it, it works like crap, and then they have to patch it a few times, just like they did the regular game.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's gonna be far from perfect.
Yeah.
Which does suck. But my brother's been waiting for Dragonborn for the PC, so I know he's excited for that February date.
I gotta finish it before then. Like, I gotta figure out how to start it, because I haven't even figured out how to start Dragonborn yet. Like, Dawnguard was really easy, because, like, you're just walking through town, and this guy shows up, he's like, hey, you look like you could kill vampires. You should go to this place and kill some vampires. But Dragonborn, there's, like, nothing. Like, nobody's approached me, so I don't know if I'm high enough level yet, or what, so I gotta finish it before everybody else gets it, so I could say I played it when it was exclusive, and feel better about myself.
Yeah.
Nerd cred.
Nerd cred.
Oh,
definitely.
did you see King of the Nerds?
No, the TV show?
I watched part of it. It's actually not bad. Like, I thought it was going to be very, you know, making fun of these people as nerds, and it really wasn't that bad.
It was pretty good?
Yeah, like, they, it's like a nerd competition, but it's not like them putting nerds in, like, American Gladiator. Like,
okay.
There's 11 of them to start with, and at the beginning, they elect 2 team captains, and they have to pick even teams. So obviously, the first one gone is going, like, old school. Like, he doesn't get picked. So that's pretty rough to not get picked by the nerds.
Yeah, oh.
But then, like, they have the challenge at the end, which, of course, they dub, like, the nerd off. So the language is a little rough, but it's chess. Like, it is, like, real chess. So they're, like, you know, going full on, like,
I'm gonna have to check this show
embracing
out.
it out.
It's TBS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, it was, and you know, they're like playing to their strengths. Like I said, it's not like American Gladiators. Like, you know, obviously there's like video game nerds, there's sci-fi nerds, but there's like mathematicians, and you know, they're like, you know,
physicists,
stuff like that. Yeah, like Sheldon.
Yeah,
stuff like that. So yeah, I'd say give it a chance. Obviously, it could get worse from here. Like, they could eventually go down that, you know.
Yeah, I also want to check out that Joe Smo show.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we kind of digressed there.
Yeah, we did.
All right, Sony, in an effort to turn a profit since the first time since 2008, agreed to sell its U.S. headquarters for $1.1 billion. That's a very impressive building for $1.1 billion.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I mean, where are they going to relocate to?
I think they're just leaving. They're just going to go back to Japan and ship everything out from there.
That'd be interesting. I mean, this would be a nice little chunk of change for them, especially after all the money that they've lost.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, they did say they are going to turn a profit in 2012. So that, you know, maybe they're finally getting all their ducks in a row.
Yeah, you're going to notice people that these companies are like doing a lot of restructuring in order to, to make themselves ready for this new fiscal year. So I mean, and this is one of Sony's moves. We didn't get to. Pretty soon, Nintendo's going to do the same thing.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, Nintendo's merging their handheld and console divisions, which kind of touches base with your bold prediction for 2013. I mean, and it's a smart. It would be a smart move for Nintendo to just stick to handheld. You know,
that's where they make their money.
Yeah, that's where they make all their money. They can just do that, and then just let Sony and Microsoft duke it out, and then you're going to have a proliferation of all these little Ouya type consoles coming out. I mean, it might get to be too much, like an oversaturation of all these home-based TV consoles. So
right,
and
cloud gaming and all of that now.
So yeah, I'm thinking maybe if Nintendo's smart, they will just stick to handhelds, and I would support them. I would like to have a 3DS. I would like to try out this Pokemon X and Y. But I mean, there's nothing really like selling it for me right now.
Yeah.
If I knew that if that's what Nintendo was totally putting all their eggs in that basket, maybe it might be worth it.
Now, how far do you see the handheld market going? Because I mean, with cell phones now, obviously that's starting to compete with it. Like back in the day with Game Boy and Game Boy Advance and stuff, that was the only option. Like, you didn't have a cell phone to pull up and play Angry Birds or like you did Pokemon.
Yeah, playing Pokemon on my cell
phone. So
do
you think like maybe Nintendo will go cellular with it, like Apple did?
Maybe. I don't really know. It's
hard to say.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Because you would think that they would want to have some type of like a retail thing where you can actually go to a store and buy a game. And I don't see that. I don't see them totally abandoning that concept.
What about a hybrid? What about like a 3DS XL 4GS?
That'd be interesting.
Because I mean, cellular 3DS, you can make calls, send texts, show your best friend how awesome you are at Pokemon. Play cellular, play across the world cellular Pokemon.
Online Pokemon. Like when you told me last week about how there's like these Pokemon World tournaments and stuff. That blew my mind. So yeah, I didn't know about that.
Oh well. All right. Let's see, where were we?
Kind of skipped around here.
Yeah. Codemasters is also laying off 80 people. Codemasters has done a crap ton of games over the years, so sucks.
Oh, there's a House bill to make the ESRB mandatory. Now it's illegal. Now it's like illegal to sell a game to M-rated or adults only game to a minor. Well, yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
it'd be illegal. What else? What are some other provisions?
That they have to go through the ESRB. Yeah. That was the big one. Like right now, most companies do it anyway because like certain stores won't stock it, like Walmart and Target and stuff won't stock games that aren't rated. But ESRB is completely self-regulated. Like they are the only ones who control what they rate, how they rate it. It's not like movies or TV where there's government and I could go both ways on this. Like they've done a good job so far of rating it. So why would you mess with success when the FCC always overcompensates? But on the flip side, maybe it would be better for gaming for the government to regulate it, because then people maybe would start taking it a little more seriously. So.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good move. I mean, let's just make it official.
Yeah. And worst case scenario, maybe they get a little more funding out of it. So.
This is true.
It's in the House now. It will be voted on, I believe, in the next coming months. So at the rate Congress goes, we'll probably see the bill passed, if it does pass, in 2028, 2029, maybe. So.
So hopefully they can all get work together, reach across the aisle, and.
You really do like that science fiction, don't you?
Science fiction? That's political.
That's never going to happen.
No.
Alright, so a school in Sweden, I actually really like this story. A school in Sweden is using Minecraft to teach almost like a shop class.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool that they're like, okay, here's this game, build stuff.
And what I like is how it mentioned that the boys were already familiar with the game, and the girls, like, they were like welcome to it, and they didn't mind picking the game up and playing it.
Yeah, and I mean, for what it is, if they use it right, it could be a really good learning tool. Because as rudimentary as Minecraft's graphics are, the physics are still there. Water, you can create, devices with wiring, all kinds of stuff. So this is pretty cool. I'd like to see more of this stuff maybe make it to the U.S.
Yeah,
but I doubt that'll happen.
Yeah, when I got my PS1, it was used by a teacher. It was some teacher from like Louisiana or something. He used a PS1 as a learning tool with all these like educational games and stuff, and that was part of his classroom curriculum. And he also got like 40 educational games, which I was going to let you guys have.
Oh,
for your little kid.
For the little one?
Yes. But it's like 40 plus educational games, like teaching multiplication, alphabet, all kinds of stuff.
Dad, maybe I'll take them.
That was going to be my gift to you guys.
Oh, you gave it away.
I did.
Now, will the PS3 play those?
No, it's for PS1.
Oh. So you're going to give us games that I'm going to have to invest to get a PS1 in.
Well, I mean, you don't know what you're getting yet. So
oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
I think he's like, no! No gamer nerd baby.
We got to.
It's too late.
The baby has to start out, young.
It's educational games. I mean, I had educational games, and look how I turned out. Maybe I should not make that argument. Modders. We've talked about StarCraft mods before, like World of StarCraft.
Mm-hmm.
But modders are actually trying to make a Warcraft RTS in StarCraft 2, since Blizzard will probably never release a Warcraft 4. This is pretty cool, because Blizzard actually said that they're supporting it. Like, they're like, you want to see what you can do. And
yeah, that's I find that to be pretty cool.
Blizzard's actually had a pretty good track record. Like, the head class designer of World of Warcraft, Greg Street, actually got his foot in the door with Blizzard by giving map editor support for StarCraft 1. So, this is a big deal. So if you're looking to get in the gaming industry, check out the modding scene. Obviously, there's a lot more companies than Blizzard.
Yeah.
But that's a good way to get noticed. And with that, there's actually a post still on the Blizzard forums, but how to get into the gaming market. Like, they say, like, game design and stuff, even though there are colleges and stuff, they're still in their infancy. Right now, game designers are really looking for more of, what you can do, I don't want to say success rate, but your finish rate. Like, they like to see finished projects, regardless of what they are. It just means that you can follow through with it. So if you look that up, it's like game design. It's basically a mom that asked, about her 8-year-old who wants to get into game design. So, cool. And last one.
The last story. Oh, Tomb Raider is not going to be getting a demo, which is kind of. I mean, I knew I want to get this game, regardless.
Right.
But this also helped me further along the discussion topic that we'll get into. But they didn't want to do a demo for Tomb Raider because they didn't want to spoil the story. They didn't want people to play the demo and then have to wait. I was thinking maybe a multiplayer demo might have been cool. Just to get those people who are a little leery about the game to get on board. But they're also not offering an online pass that you have to pay for in order to play the multiplayer, and no season pass for any like DLC or anything like that. So maybe if they do release any stuff, it might be free. Who knows? So I mean, it's a little promising, but there won't be a demo for Tomb Raider, which I'm just thinking like from a single player standpoint. I'm thinking that there are just some people that aren't interested in single player games because of the replayability, and I'm thinking that you're gonna have to reach out to this market in order to kind of like hook them, So I thought that a demo would be good for that. But that's
so let's talk about demos.
Oh yeah, game demos.
Yeah, with Tomb Raider not getting a demo, do you think every game should get a demo? How much do you think they really help? Like I would consider you and I probably the above average.
Yeah,
because we do the show, we're pretty informed.
Yeah.
We kind of know.
Like when we first started the show, I did not play that games that much.
Right.
But then I started playing games more.
Oh, you're gonna blame it on me, huh?
No. No, I'm just saying.
Negative influencing.
I'm just saying it. Like I'm so like, hey, you know what? I should probably play some more games. Let me get GameFly.
Yeah. Negative influence. Great.
But I'm playing games more, and it comes down to what the economy is boiled down to. If you're dishing out $60 a pop for these games, you can make sure these games are like at least worth your money.
Right.
And you got all these companies getting laid off. It's because they're making. I was gonna cuss for a second there, but because they're making crappy games.
Yeah.
If these guys weren't making games that were that crappy, then maybe they wouldn't be getting laid off. We've been talking about game companies getting laid off like ever since we started the show.
Pretty much, yeah. Every week we got somebody laying off.
So if these people were making better games, I'm thinking they wouldn't be in this situation. If more people were buying their games, maybe people just aren't buying their games because they don't want to take that risk. That's $60 out of somebody's paycheck. That could be put towards gas or something else like that. And then you got there's like Sony patenting this thing to make you not be able to like return your games. So I mean, if we can't even like resell our game or trade in our games at GameStop, so we're gonna be stuck with the game no matter what. Do you really want to be stuck with a Raccoon City?
No.
So I mean that's why.
By the way, that's on sale at Target for $20.
So I mean this is why I'm thinking like maybe demos should be utilized more by these companies. That's why I loved Xbox Live so much. I've bought so many Xbox Live arcade games over the years just because I was able to play that trial version. Like, this is worth picking up.
Right.
Let me pick that up. And
yeah, I agree. Currently, where we are now, I can see some games not doing demos. In fact, I could argue against demos.
Oh yeah.
For some games, like Kingdoms of Amalur, obviously that failed, and they pushed that demo heavily. Like they packaged that with Mass Effect. So demos don't always work. So putting the money into them could be hurting some companies. Now, Xbox Live, I would agree. Pretty much every arcade game should have a demo, because a lot of those companies, this is their first game. It's really questionable at that point. Like if Tomb Raider is going to be a good game, I think it's going to score at least a 7, if not better. So I can see them getting away without having a demo. But
plus they have like a huge name of franchise.
Right. Yeah. Right. Which I don't think they should rely on that either, because that's burned people in the past.
True.
But I think
Angel of Darkness.
Yeah. I think if Sony does it and Microsoft do go this route of, you can't return games once you buy them, then demos are going to be mandatory, or else the market is going to bottom out.
Yeah.
There's going to be a few hardcore people that are still going to buy games, but other than that, it's going to be a bunch of people standing in, probably not GameStop at that point because they'll be gone, but standing at Walmart or Target looking at the game shelf saying, which of these really looks like it's worth 60? And
Yeah.
the average consumer is going to say, none of them. I'm just going to buy a couple of movies.
Yeah, that reminds me of when me and my brother were younger. When we bought games, it was based on the cover art, the box art for the game.
Oh god.
So that's back when we didn't have internet.
Right.
We didn't have Game Pros, but in Germany were like $15 or something like that. They were like really expensive. So if we would get a Game Pro magazine, like it would last us like for 6 months.
Right.
So we would go to the store to buy these games, and we were just like looking at the covers of the box, like which one looks cool, and then we just go, all right, we'll go with that one. And we went home and we made the best of it. We came home with an Operation Raccoon City. We were stuck with it for until Christmas.
And back then, I think everybody was less critical too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because of that.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think it kind of
balances out.
Yeah. Now I have to ask you. You grew up in Germany playing video games. For Wolfenstein, did you play as Hitler?
I don't think I played Wolfenstein, really.
I know that was an insensitive question. I'm sorry.
I played Doom. I remember there's a guy who lived above us. He had Doom. We played that. I remember it being like the coolest thing ever.
How old were you at this point?
Young enough to be a killer right now.
Yeah?
A trained killer.
Better watch what you say.
I know.
You got that crazy hat on.
I know, I do. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think demos for live, like I said, I think live games and network games, do it. Major releases, I think it really goes release to release. And I think if they're really trying to push this story element, I can see them not wanting to do it. Now they could have did them all.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the full immersion of it. It's going to be cool. I mean, it's going to be. I do feel like the story is going to be like a one-trick pony. Yeah. I felt the same way with Uncharted 2. Like Uncharted 2, hands down, probably one of the best single-player experiences in a video game for me. Tomb Raider has a lot. It has a lot to top for me, but it was a one-trick pony. After you play through the first playthrough, you've seen it. You've done it. Okay, cool. That's the thing with single-player games. So.
Yeah. Now multiplayer games. Going to the next discussion topic. Multiplayer games have kind of gotten away from the local multiplayer. Like what made multiplayer fun is, when you're playing GoldenEye, you're looking at your other friend's screen and he catches you and punches you in the arm.
Yeah.
You don't get that anymore.
No, yeah, we've kind of gotten away from the local multiplayer. Just people sitting in. The Wii kind of brought that back.
Right.
With everybody being together playing the games.
Hitting each other with the remotes.
Yeah, throwing it into the TV, hitting their dogs, stuff like that.
Good times.
But I'm just wondering what is the cost for that, for the downfall of this, or the decline? Because back then, for a first-person shooter, always had a multiplayer element. Now, when first-person shooters come out, the only multiplayer element to it is online. Yep. I just found out that Aliens Colonial Marines does have a local co-op, local split. It has a split screen, which that's cool. That's different. So you can play together on Aliens. The Cave's gonna have some local multiplayer.
It's only local.
It's only local. So there's been a decline, but if you do some research and look around, you do see it's still alive, but it's nowhere near where it used to be. It's not supported in Halo anymore, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, Halo. I don't know if Halo.
Oh yeah, Halo. Yeah, Halo. Yeah, Halo still has it.
I think the big reason is internet being more readily available. But I do miss the local LAN parties and stuff, and I'm excited to see what the Steam box can do for that.
That's yeah.
But a lot of the problem I think is a lot of these companies with the DRM getting rid of local multiplayer, like StarCraft 2, obviously, was huge. Well, StarCraft 1 was huge in the LAN sector because obviously you could pirate it and you only need one copy. But you get a whole bunch of friends together playing StarCraft, and it was a lot of fun. That was actually my first LAN party. You can't do that in StarCraft 2.
That sucks.
You need to be hooked into BattleNet. You have to go through online. So not only does that suck that you need 2 accounts, but it also sucks is if you're playing a game and BattleNet craps out, you're out of luck. Your internet craps out, you're out of luck. Your friend disconnects, you're out of luck. you know, it's not like LAN where it's easily fixable. You just connect back together. And so I'd like to see more local multiplayer. Like the Cave, obviously we're going to keep pushing the Cave because we're playing that on Wednesday. But
Nikki too.
And Nikki too. But the Cave, the reason they didn't want to do online multiplayer is because they said it would be a hindrance to the game, which I can believe that because you all share one screen and, you know, you're playing online not talking to anybody and everybody's going a different direction. You're going to get real tired of that real fast. Whereas, like, with three of us sitting on a couch, you're like, okay, let's go left. And obviously, on Wednesday, you'll be able to hear us. You know, we will probably...
almost keep going.
We will probably not edit language, so I will probably put a warning up for that one. Yeah. It's not like the show where we can compose ourselves. Wednesday, it's going to be a free-for-all.
Another game we should do is Rayman Origins. Because that's another local multiplayer game where you share the same screen, and it's a lot of fun. I'm thinking... I played... It was hard for me because I was playing it by myself.
Yeah.
It was difficult. It was difficult. Yeah,
well, I mean, we'll look into that, and we'll record it and stream it, and you can laugh at us being terrible. So, all right, well, you were talking about aliens, so why don't you keep talking about aliens?
All right.
But why don't you give me, like, 1 second.
1 second.
So I can disable sound, and somebody can look at something other than us.
Yeah, other than our faces. This tea was good.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Aliens, Colonial Marines. I'll just talk about it, or we'll talk about it while the video's playing. The video I know is from the single-player campaign. Aliens, Colonial Marines. It was supposed to come out a while back, and then they kept canceling it and delaying it. We're finally getting it next month, and this, I've been saving up, and I'm thinking that this may be one of my first purchases for this year. It's 100% canon in the Aliens universe, which I think is really cool. The writers for the game, they also talked with Ridley Scott, and got some early access to their Prometheus script. So there might even be some correlations between Prometheus and this game, or references, which is cool. It's got a single-player campaign that ties in with the movies. Like I said, it was canon, and it's got multiplayer. They've got drop-in, drop-out co-op for the campaign, and they've got different multiplayer modes like deathmatch, playing as the aliens and playing as the Marines, and they've got go from point A to point B, fighting the aliens. Me and you, we played Alien versus what was it? Alien versus Predator back in the day. Back in high school, we used to play that a lot. I mean, I'm looking forward to this game. You told me some stuff yesterday that some people were saying was a little lackluster.
Yeah.
So that got me a little worried. So
I think a lot of the problem with it is it's had such a long development cycle. It's gonna have like that Duke Nukem problem.
Yeah,
it
where
passed through so many hands, and the biggest complaint I saw was the AI, which we haven't seen any aliens in this video yet. But like one of the biggest, scariest thing about the aliens for me personally is that they could be anywhere, they can come from anywhere. Like that was always the shots, like they were walking through and you just see one like uncoil on the wall, and then like aliens when they finally storm the building and stuff, that the aliens can jump across stuff, like they're all over the place. And they said one of the problems with this game is the AI doesn't act like that. Like they basically either climb on the wall straight at you or they run on the ground straight at you. So, that was cool back in 1998.
Yeah.
Now we have technology that they, BioShock has shown us that we have technology and stuff that
I think you're going to see an alien come up. There it goes. Yeah.
So, but yeah, now we have the technology to get past that. So
yeah, I mean, visually the game looks really good.
It does.
I feel
obviously the video doesn't do it complete justice.
I feel like this game's going to be creepy. Are you going to pick this up?
Probably. I'm such an Aliens fan. I picked up the new Aliens vs. Predator, which it was nothing to write home about, and I had a lot of fun with that and stuff. So I'll probably pick this up. When does it come out?
February 5th, I believe.
Maybe I'll just put it on my birthday list.
Yeah, your birthday's what, 4 days later?
Yeah, the 9th. So, yeah, maybe that's what I'll do, because I am interested. Like, even the previews and stuff, like, some people are overly critical, too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I read the previews and stuff, and people are like, oh, this game's terrible, and then I play it, and I was like, you know, it wasn't that bad.
I have heard that this game is very reminiscent of Left 4 Dead.
Oh.
With just with the way the multiplayer plays out or the co-op plays out, and there's the different the special alien types that they've added.
Right.
Because you know you've got the traditional xenomorph and the chest burster and the face hugger.
Right.
And you know all but then they have different types to like vary to spice things up. You know how we had like the spitter and the you know stuff like that. So
the runner.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they're gonna vary things, spice things up. So I think it'll be cool. And plus, you can use a smart gun, the pulse rifle, flamethrower.
Oh man, that brings back so much memories.
Yeah.
I remember playing Aliens vs Predator, and that was like the most fun in Aliens vs Predator. Is like you would start out as a face hugger, and you had to like creep your way around, and then you would find somebody, and boom, it's like instant kill. But then you're a chest burster, so you were almost an easy kill. So you had to hide. But then you grew into a full alien, and you were the badass.
Yeah, then you were a badass.
Unless there was a predator running around.
True. That was so true. I miss those days. It was like me, you, Matt.
Yeah, we played the crap out of that first one. Even the second one we played for a long time.
That was cool.
Yeah. The newer one, I would actually pick up the new one again now.
I thought about it. I wanted to.
Because it's so cheap now.
I was going to get it for the PS3, actually, but I never did. Now I can.
Yeah.
Now the PS3 is my camera stand.
Right. Keeps you game focused.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, I would probably pick it up on Xbox just because it is so cheap now. I think it's like $15 or something. And a lot of people ragged on the new AVP because there were certain multiplayer game design decisions. Like you could only have like certain number of predators, certain number of aliens. Stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
So there were some game design decisions, but the actual gameplay was pretty solid. So,
maybe that could be another Let's Play.
Maybe. Let's Play Aliens. And the campaign was good. I really liked the campaign.
See, that's why I want to pick it up.
Yeah, the campaign for all three of them were good. Humans, aliens, blah, blah, blah. So, maybe. We'll look into that. I'm going to talk about God of War. I have 2 videos. I don't know if I'll use both of them, but we'll start with this one. This is the God of War beta. At the bottom right, you see work in progress. So obviously this will not probably be the final version because they still have a couple of months to go. Basically, God of War, this is the first time that they've had multiplayer. They're kind of going that Tomb Raider, Mass Effect route. And, I was really impressed with it in the fact that you see me cycling through all this stuff. You have different loadouts and stuff that you can control. You can basically set your character up however you want to. I toyed around with different builds, all offense, no defense, because you see in the lower right you have stats, almost like an RPG. Health, magic, attack, defense, elemental attack, elemental defense, stuff like that. So I built multiple versions of the same character as I unlocked stuff of, all attack and no defense. So, I could ruin people, but I would die if I got ganged up on.
Yeah.
Or I went all defense, so I was like the ultimate flag carrier, stuff like that. Which is funny. In my mind, I thought that's the way it would be. Oh, I did pick the crappy one.
Uh-oh.
Oh well. Yeah, I just die a lot in this one. But yeah, I really like that aspect of it. As far as the actual gameplay goes, I wish I was a better example, but I kind of suck. So you'll have to watch me get beat up by these other guys and see what they do. But it is very God of War. Like a lot of people on the forums and stuff, like I said earlier, were very unhappy with it. They claim it's very button mashy and stuff like that, which God of War is very button mashy.
Yeah, I mean, but par for the course.
But I think they do it right. Like there is a very rock, paper, scissors aspect to this. Like you have regular attacks, you have heavy attacks, you have special attacks, and you can block, you can parry. So there's ways to cancel that stuff out. So I think the button mashers, which unfortunately I would be in this case, because this is the first time I played it in a while, but the button mashers will get owned pretty quickly, like I did there. Obviously, it is God of War, so it is very brutal. You saw the intestines there.
Mm-hmm.
It is a mature game.
So that 10-year-old that we saw playing the other day probably should have been playing it.
Yeah, I did play against like an 8-year-old. But I like I said, I've been pretty impressed with the multiplayer so far. Capture the Flag is fun. The team. Let's see what I got on the other one. Yeah, so you can actually see here I changed out my loadout and I went more of like an offensive build. But the team deathmatch is cool because it's still kind of it's almost like Dominion. You have to capture points and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The graphics look amazing for a multiplayer part. I think regular God of War does look a little better, especially God of War 3. But it could just be beta.
Yeah, beta, and usually sometimes I've noticed that in the multiplayer version, like the textures are just a little less finesse than the actual full game has. So I'm thinking that these graphics don't look bad.
No.
So I'm thinking God of War Ascension is going to be looking really good.
Yeah, and I actually think in the final version they're going to look a lot better. The big reason they wanted to have a beta was they obviously they wanted to test combat, they wanted to test balancing, stuff like that. Just basic mechanics, and of course server load.
Yeah, servers.
So, but I do a little better in this one. I actually kill some people in this one. This is the team deathmatch, and I do finally start getting a little better. Unfortunately there's no single player footage from this, so. But you watched a lot of it. What did you think? Like you've never played God of War?
No, I haven't played much God of War at all. I think the most God of War I've ever played was the God of War 3 demo and a couple of the God of War PSP games. And this looks cool. It looks like it works. The multiplayer works. And to have this be in addition to the single player game, I can just see it being really successful.
Right.
I like that the game developers have been going towards that. It started with I can't pick which game was the first game to ever start doing taking a single player game and adding multiplayer. I know Lost Planet did it with Lost Planet 2, Dead Space 2. I think this should start being the norm. Just like I said, to get a bigger bang for our buck.
Oh yeah, I should mention there's traps. There's obviously environmental stuff, so that's cool. Yeah, I think this is the part where I get rocked. But there are different gods. I guess I should mention that. Like when you start out, there's like a nice little tutorial and stuff, and there's different gods you can pick
for your abilities.
Right, and it changes up how you fight. Like this, I'm actually for Ares right now, and this guy's actually for Zeus. And Zeus is obviously the more magic oriented, so this guy pretty much just wrecks me. Because I have no magic defense, I have nothing like that. Nice brutal death. Yeah, there are quite a few pretty brutal death animations, and it's good for points and all of that. Now the key thing to notice here is we're actually winning, despite me playing terribly. I did like Ares. Oh, my teammate kills me with the trap.
Oh,
how you like that? But you can ring people out, like you can kick people out of the ring, stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. I haven't had a lot of fun in multiplayer like that since really Mass Effect.
That's cool.
In terms of a game I didn't expect. Obviously, I had a lot of fun in Halo and stuff like that. But suck. But overall, God of War Ascension, I'll probably be checking it out. It comes out in March, so by then hopefully I'll be caught up with everything I have. World of Warcraft's kind of in a lull right now because we're waiting for the next patch.
When's that coming out?
They don't have a date on it. It's on the test realm. Obviously, I've been putting stuff out for that. But I think I'm done raiding.
You think you're done raiding?
Yeah. With the kid on the way, I think it's time to throw in the towel. Obviously, I'll probably still keep playing because I do enjoy the game. There's a lot of other stuff to do in the game. But the guild I'm in wants to raid like every night, like 8 to like 1 a.m.
Wow.
I can't do that.
That's a pretty big commitment.
Yeah. And, you know, even when they were doing that, I was still like 1 or 2 nights a week, and it still got a lot of, you know, it's a strain.
Yeah, I could imagine. Like, I mean, I understand the pull for these MMOs. You know,
It's like a team sport.
yeah, it's a team sport, but like the only amount of effort I ever put towards those games is just a casual effort.
Right.
I could never make that full commitment. You know, like
Right.
you know, I have commitment issues with some games, so
With life.
a little bit, a little bit. I just
No, you're breaking that mold. We are on episode 35.
You got a point there.
Yep, 35 weeks. Actually, it's more like 40 weeks.
Yeah.
We skipped a few shows.
Yeah,
But still, you know, going strong.
we are still going strong.
But yeah, I think in terms of like a rating scene, I'm probably done in terms of a regular. Like now, I might jump into a raid or something. Like I'm actually in 2 guilds. I'm in a pretty casual guild, and then I had like the raiding guild. But the raiding guild kind of morphed into like a hardcore raiding guild.
They want to see their guild up on the top.
They want that progression bad. Like they got a taste of it, and now they want that progression.
Oh, now that
badly.
once that patch came out with the
Right, and you know we cleared all those bosses. They got that taste of it, and now they are pushing hard for like they are recruiting nonstop and stuff like that. And you know what? They keep asking me because I was a tank, and finally, you know, Nikki and I talked, and Nikki was like, you know, this is getting a little out of control. And I was like, I know, I have problems when they're like, all right, let's raid. I have problems. Like, I can say no before it happens. Like, I don't have a problem with that, but once I'm there, it's hard for me to leave. Like, because I feel bad, because there's 9 other people. Like, okay, well, now we have to stop, too.
the guilt trip you.
Right. So, I actually stopped raiding, I guess, about a week ago. And, you know, obviously, the first couple of times they were like, oh, come on, we need a tank, Especially for my normal nights. Like, the off nights, you know, it was real easy for me to say no, because I was like, there's no way. But the normal nights, I just avoided it. Played
cool.
Skyrim.
That's cool.
And I uninstalled the mobile app, because there's a mobile app so they can still talk to you on the phone. So I uninstalled it, and then I reinstalled it, because I like doing like the auction house stuff. So I just log in under a different character on the mobile app, so they can't bug me that way. So
Clever.
I'm still going to do the content, because not only does it create views,
Oh yeah.
but I do still enjoy it. And the casual guild, I have a lot of people that I've actually been in that casual guild for about 4 years. So I have a lot of people that, you know, I've known through that. And after you, they were probably the first ones to know about the baby.
Oh, cool.
So, and you know, they're all excited.
Yeah.
You know, in that guild we have people from 18 to, I think the oldest member is 63.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's fun. But I don't expect very many raid videos. At least on normal mode. I'll still do the Velcro mode, the easy mode, where you can just queue up and walk through it.
Nice.
So, but the cave, gotta mention that one more time. The cave.
Yep, we're gonna be playing
Wednesday.
the cave. Wednesday. 7:30.
We will be picking each other's characters.
That's true. Yeah.
Just to make it fun, because obviously, you know, if we each pick our own character, it's gonna be kind of boring.
Yeah, it will be.
So, I'm gonna pick Nikki's character. Nikki's gonna pick your character, and you're gonna pick my character.
Okay. All right.
So look over the application pool of 7, and make sure you don't pick the one that I'm gonna. I guess what we should do is we should draw numbers to see who picks in what order.
Okay.
So that way we can't just block out characters. Like,
Okay.
I have an idea who I want to pick for, and it's not the twins.
Oh, it's not the twins?
I want to do the twins, but you know that's too easy. It's too freaky for her. So there is somebody else I want to pick for. But you know, if you draw first and you pick that person for me, obviously, then she might get the twins.
Okay.
So, but yeah, look for that Wednesday. We will stream it. If you miss it, it will go up on our YouTube page, depending on how much Twitch likes me.
Yeah.
So, Super Bowl predictions.
Ravens.
We're all picking Ravens, right?
Yeah. What about the Pro Bowl? Because we'll be doing the Pro Bowl. That'll be next Sunday. So
Yeah.
you want to pick AFC or NFC? Usually the NFC just stomps the AFC.
Yeah, because the AFC usually phones it in. They're like, oh, okay, we're gonna play the Pro Bowl, and they're like, the first pick quarterback plays a play, the second pick quarterback plays a play, and then the third pick quarterback plays the rest of the game. So
I
don't know. They got the Mannings going against each other.
That would be cool. I guess. I never really watched the Pro Bowl. But I mean the Ravens. Oh yeah, they're not going to be in the Pro Bowl. I forgot. Nope. But say the Ravens got a whole bunch of players. Like, oh wait a minute.
Yeah, but they had a lot of defensive players in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, they had a lot of defense.
Flacco wasn't in the Pro Bowl.
No. He might be going next year though.
I'm starting to respect him a little more.
Yeah, me too. Like because like my main complaint was just that Cam Cameron, our offensive coordinator. And if you look at it this way, we were drop pass away from going to the Super Bowl last year, and then this year we're going right back. I'm thinking, hey, maybe Joe Flacco is kind of carrying the team on his back. Right. We'll see.
Because I mean, this year there was no question about it. There was no Cundiff kick. There was no last-minute field goal. It was second half Ravens win.
Yep.
So we're all picking Ravens. So hopefully Baltimore wins. Like I said at the top of the show, I'm not a Ravens fan, but I'd be excited if they won. I think, despite Ray Lewis's huggy-feely moments, I'm not going to start on that, but I think it'd be cool if he won a ring.
Yeah. So that'll be his swan song.
Yep. Now the team owner looks like Highlander.
He does. Yeah, he does look like.
We also say he looked like a
mob boss.
Like a Stallone movie bad guy, and he talks like one. So I'd watch out, Jim.
Yeah, watch out for Mr. Bisciotti.
There can only be one Super Bowl winner.
That is true.
All right, that'll do it for us tonight. Good show. Lots of Lots of news. Lots of talking about random stuff.
Lots of game talk.
Cave Wednesday. Anything else we need to pitch? Let's Plays are on the YouTube channel. I don't know why they stopped updating on the website, but
and like if you watch this on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, or subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, that definitely helps us.
Yeah, it'll help us out. You know, we need more subscribers. So
lots of subscribers.
Yeah,
millions of subscribers.
Gamers Digest podcast.
Yep. And all the info's in the outro for all the other ways to contact us.
Exactly.
We still looking for viewer questions. We don't have a segment because we never get any.
Yeah.
But if we get some, we will have a segment of viewer questions.
We will, definitely.
We have answered some live. That
was cool when we did that.
We have very, very entertaining answers, at least from my perspective.
We have entertaining hats.
You do. I will find an entertaining hat for next week.
Yeah.
We will hat war.
Next week's show is a show before the Super Bowl. I think I'll be in my purple again. I was in my purple last week, but I didn't even mention it.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention it. But I'll be rocking the purple next week.
Okay. Maybe we'll find you a recent AFC champion.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Adios.
Maybe. Yes.
Gamers Digest is a Spider-One and Mr. Factastic production. All characters and games are owned by their respective companies and are used under the Fair Use Law. Check out Gamers Digest at gamersdigest.me, on YouTube under Gamers Digest Podcast, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at The Gamers Digest. Viewer questions and comments can always be sent to gamersdigestpodcast@gmail.com. See you next week.